Let's talk Eyes of the Queen and City of Threads, because I think that this is something that players are going to struggle with and actually lose a lot of time whenever Mythic Plus comes out. Eyes of the Queen are very, very weird. It is basically this mini game that happens in the middle of City of Threads. Once you kill this mini boss that you see on screen here, you get this extra action button to be able to go and activate these mobs that are in the area. You can activate them by one of two ways. First and foremost, you can press your extra action button with that Eye of the Queen to gouge the eye out. It is a 4-second cast. The alternative is you tag the specific mob with an ability and it just activates immediately. So that, of course, you should be tagging it to be able to save yourself for a 4-second channel that you would otherwise have to press on the mobs. Now, the position of the mobs work on a very specific pattern. There are 4 different quadrants that the mobs will actually spawn in. You can see them labeled on screen here. As to what you're supposed to do, basically the general premise is that you kill this one in mid to be able to activate the rest of them. Then you go to this front left area, kill this one. Then you go to this back area one, kill this one, and then you move to this right one to be able to activate this mini boss that is standing right here. Then that mini boss will clear the webs here, and you're able to fight the second boss. Not a big deal. So that's generally how we're going to be running through this area. Let's take a look at, first and foremost, this middle one, because you can actually activate this middle one while you are still killing this mini boss. That gives you the extra action button. How you do that is you have somebody run up, and they can't run up too far. They can't be too far for too long, otherwise they get sent back. But they have to run up, tag that Eye of the Queen with a ranged ability, then that mob will activate, and you can fight these mobs simultaneously with one another. That ends up saving you a decent amount of time. Then let's talk about how to actually be looking to do the second area. So there's some ghosts. Let me actually skip forward a little bit on this VOD so I can kind of show you. There's some ghosts that you can actually see that are supposed to lead you towards where the Eyes of the Queen are. What I'm going to say about these ghosts is that they're very misleading. You can see them in purple here, and they're supposed to, in theory, take you to where you're supposed to go. The problem is this one that's marked as number 3 here as house. Actually, the ghosts will show you the direction that looks something like this, which is obviously not an optimal way to get to number 3 here. So what you should do is, once you have this, immediately you send somebody to go and look in house. If you have like an evoker in your group with like Wernstone, this is probably the optimal place for them to go. Say you're not playing with an evoker, this is probably the optimal one for the healer to go and check house. The rest of your group runs as 4 and checks these 2 outside ones that are on balcony and the one that's marked outside. Basically, the packs will be here-ish. Whenever you're able to do that, that will then speed up this area by probably 20 seconds or so. Then once you beeline out of here, you run up these stairs and you check this one that's to the left. It's in like this market area, and whenever you check this one that's front left, you then just kind of do by process of elimination. Obviously, you don't want to go far unless you absolutely have to, because far requires the most amount of movement. So in theory, checking these closest to furthest first is going to be valuable. Then whenever you come out of here, you're going to be coming this direction. You go up these stairs and you check this one that's in the corner here. Checking this one that's in the corner is optimal. Then you're going to be basically splitting 50-50 as to check which one's in house or which one's in corner. I found that the purple people that direct you to where you're supposed to be going generally do a pretty good job here between 2 and 3 in this orange section, being able to actually show you where they're supposed to be. After all of that happens, you then walk up to the mini boss. She goes and then starts to try to activate the second boss area. And let me see if I can show you what that looks like before we end up finishing this off this area. Yeah, so you can see right there we had corner. So we had that corner area, this one. And so then after corner's completed, we are then going to walk up to this section right here where there's a mini boss, and she then runs up and starts to activate this second section to get the boss pulled, because the section at the top says locate Executor Nizrek, and that's what we have to do here. And that's why you want to go this direction. So generally what your pathing should be looking like is like, all right, we're going to here, and then we're going to go up to here. Hopefully we get like front left, and then we're going to go up to here, check and see where they all are, activate Nizrek, and then we go up to the boss and fight. That's how the Eye of the Queen minigame works in City of Threads. I really hope it helps. This is somewhere that I've seen teams lose minutes of time on. In theory, this should probably not take you more than 2 to 3 minutes, but I've seen people take upwards of 5 minutes in here. Hope it helps. Hope to see you guys in the Mythic Plus dungeons. Make sure you like and subscribe, and I will see you guys in the next video.